right, cool kids. So a lot of us, we run into ruts in the stacking game, cool kids. We lose inspiration in the degradation of salivation for silver sensation. But guess what, cool kids? That is old news, because today I am going to show you the path, the way, the light of the most reflective metal on Earth. I'm going to show you new vigor, new power, your stacking arsenal. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? I'm ready. So let me show you what I mean. So, cool kids, what's going on is, you're probably like, what's this guy yammering about? So it came to me like an epiphany while I was at work last night. And then I jokingly said it came today while I was not drinking a drink that I had out because I was putting it up. But the game is simple. And I'm not even going to do it because I realized I don't think I have a coin from this year yet. Because I've been too busy buying old stuff. But I'm going to give you a for instance of what we're talking about. Just so you know. So right here, right off the bat, 2023, right? So pretend this is 2025. I did order a coin from 2025 today. I way overpaid, but that's okay because it kills a year for me. All right. So right off the bat, 2023, right? 2022. It doesn't matter what country it comes from. It just has to be silver. 2022. Right? And some of you guys could run this with just your ASE collection. I know. I already know. All right. 2021. Right? And this is just me, just looking at what I got available here. 2020. Right? Okay. And then where do we go from there? Well, only time will tell. Let's see. Let's see if we can keep the run going here. What year are you? Oh, here's 2018. So pretend I grabbed a coin for 2019. Here's 2018. All right, and then what year are you? Okay, you are 2022. Did we do 2022? Yes, we did. Okay. On and on it goes. Blah, blah, blah. The game is, it's very simple. You go till you can't go no more. How far back does your silver run? This is the silver run challenge. How far back does your silver run go? Okay, so if your silver run stops, right? Like say you hit 2002, you go through your entire stack. Here's an example. You run all the way to 2002. All right, 2002. And then your run stops because you can't find a 2001 coin. Well, go ahead and make that video. And then once you fill that hole, come back. Right? And you do part 2. On and on. How far back can we go, guys? That's the question. How far does your silver run? How deep are those silver veins? Okay? Does it have to be a coin? No. It could be a metal. Anything that's dated. It could be a bar. It could be a round. I know some of you guys collect, so I don't want to exclude anybody. If it's got a date and you can prove it's from that year, it counts, okay? That's rule 1. Rule 2, has to be silver. Give me billing. Billing counts. I'm counting billing. Billing counts. I don't care. It's got silver in it. It counts. All right? That's it. Provable year of issue. Okay, and I'll even take stuff without dates, because there are some coins that don't have dates that were only 1 year issued, stuff like that, or maybe a specific bar that was, I don't know, I'm not an expert on that stuff. But if you can reasonably tell me that it's from this year, it counts, period. So this won't exclude just coin collectors. It won't exclude the bar people and the vintage silver people, and or people that just like commemoratives and stuff. You know, if you can reasonably tell me what year it's from, it counts. Okay, and I'm not going to be hitting it with a microscope. Just tag me in your video. This is the How Deep Does Your Silver Run Challenge. And it's not a competition. It's just a fun exercise, okay? So if you can't get a run of 25, 24, see, I didn't have 25, so I'm already at a big disadvantage. But I did order the coin today. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. How far back can you go? Can you go back to 19? See, here's the thing you guys don't know. It gets really tricky to get a silver coin from 85 back. Right, if you're a U.S. collector, because 84 has a silver dollar. I don't think 85 does. I'd have to check. Let's check real quick. The commemorative silver dollar from 84, there's several of them. They're for the Olympics. Hold on, I'm going to pause this. All right, just as I suspected, I do not see an 85. You get 84, and then 86, Statue of Liberty, 87, Constitution, on and on. That's easy stuff. Easy as pie. Once you get past, so my strategy is I'm going to go Canadian for the 80s. We're going to be doing the moose, the polar bear, this stuff. Dude, that's going to get us through. I know I've got Samoa and Jamaican stuff in that range too. So I think I'm going to be smooth running through the 80s for between Canada, Jamaica, and the U.S. And then this is where it gets real tricky. The 70s. 40% silver counts. So, silver Ikes could be the way you get through that if you're a U.S. primary collector. Let me see what years they were issued. Yeah, I'm just giving you guys strategies. We're strategizing now. 71 to 78. Problem is, for you guys, 79 through 81, there ain't a silver issue for the United States Mint that I can think of. So you have to leave the U.S. for silver coinage. They might have made metals, though. Again, you guys might find a loophole. And remember, though, this is the beautiful thing. Rounds count. And I know they made a bunch of silver rounds from 79 to 81. So you're still golden. So this is still doable, okay? The bullion is going to save you there. Now, me, I'm not worried about it because, again, I've got coins. I've got Franklin Mint sets to get me through that. I got Ikes to get me through that. Now, you could use 40% halves to get you from 65 to 70, right? Now, you're probably not going to have the 70, but you probably have every other year on that run. So 1970 is another hard year for silver in the United States if you're trying to do a U.S. run, okay? Very tricky. A U.S. run of this would be very tricky, but lucky for you, you don't have to worry about that because Canada has commemorative dollars, 50% silver. Let me check it out, show you what it looks like. Pretty sure I got a whole run of these or something damn near it. 50% silver. Just because I always buy Canadian coins under melt. Like, why wouldn't you? $1 Canada. Why wouldn't you buy it under melt? It's there. It's ready to be grabbed. All right. You know what? I don't know. When did Canada start making the silver dollars? Manitoba. Yes, I'm pretty sure I have this coin. Let me see the back. I'll have to check. That looks like it's copper nickel. That does not look like silver. So, is there a silver version of that coin? I know I got the 71 and the 72. So, but I'm not worried about it because 1970, I'm sure I got something. I don't know what it is. I'll figure it out. You know what? Actually, Now that I think about it, I think I got a 1970 coin that I just bought recently. Hold on. So again, guys, there's certain years that are hard with silver. All right, this is 77, so that's not it. I thought that was it. It was from the 70s, but 77 is not 70. So I'll have to look and see what I got. Franklin Mint has some sets, but I don't know if they have a 70 set. I think they started in 71, so 70 might be tricky. I might have to get a 40%, let me think. 1970. Wow, who was making silver coins in 70? Oh, I know. I'm pretty sure Austria was still making silver coins in 1970. Let me check. Guys, see, I'll find a workaround for you. All right, hold that thumb. We'll pause this. All right, yeah. Austria had a silver coin, 1970, 4 million minted. So that's going to really make it easy for you. That's going to be a pretty common coin. You're going to get that, it looks like there's quite a premium on it on the sheet, but let's see what they're selling for on eBay. So I know I'm always helping you guys out to complete these challenges. 1970. Also, the Italian 500 lira, I believe, ran in silver to 1970. And I believe that the 50 franc French coin, but I'm going to double check that. So you got options. Yeah, here we go. 750 in uncirculated condition. That's not going to break the bank. Here we go. Here's one right here from 71. You can find a 70. They made 4 million of them. There's the coins, though, guys. They are 64% silver, and they're 0.15 ounces or so. So we're $5. So So what if you pay $7 for one? It doesn't matter. You're getting a coin that gets you a year. 1970 is a little tricky though. 69's easy. 69 through 64 is easy. Actually, every year's easy after that until you get to 1891. I can't think of any hard years in between there. So 1891 might be tricky, especially if you're doing like a U.S. run. I don't know how far back you guys go. But from 1892 on, so in 1892 you could go with the Colombian half. A lot of people have those. There's a whole bunch of German and French coins in those times that are just so common. You can get them literally at melt if you hunt. You got to hunt. They're not going to crawl up to you and say, "Oh, let me join your horde," but they're out there. So then it gets, what about a particular year here and there? And yeah, you could have whole years, but it's not because there's not a silver coin from that year. It's just because you didn't grab it. You didn't know it existed, right? So you could take this silver. How deep is your silver run? You could literally run this easily into the 18th century and still not blow the bank. I think that's my theory. The world's your oyster. So, and if you're doing silver coins around the world, you could actually do this and silver coins around the world and find some overlap there. Yeah, definitely. Especially if you haven't hit Europe too hard. Because think about it, the UK, right? The UK made a lot of coins. All the coins, everywhere. So, right there, you got a resource that's going to get you. You could go through decades and decades just off England. Now, of course, I don't know. I don't know what kind of bulk deals you guys have gotten through the years. This run, but you could literally look for any old coin. You could get a little tiny, minor silver coin for $5 and cover a year. $5, 50 years, $5 a piece. You're looking at $500. You wouldn't do that overnight. That'd be over time. And yeah, the silver weight's not there, but you're clearing out years. You could run this, I'm telling you, to the 18th century. You could probably run it to the 17th century, honestly. It starts getting a little trickier from there, I would say. But silver coins being issued by years, easy to tell. That all started in the 1600s. So, yeah, you can go back to the 1600s on this deal. After that, it gets a little tricky because dates are more in ranges. This was made from this year to this year, but you could literally say, well, I'm going to count all those years for that, one coin. F it. It's your, at that point, once you get into like the 1600s, you know what? I got no problem with you getting a little liberal with your definitions, right? All right. Guys, the challenge is out. Let me know how deep does your silver go? Find all the collectibles of your dreams while you're awake. And if you can't find them, well, don't blame me.